Hello, my name is Garrick82 and welcome back to our Omnifactory playthrough. Last episode we did a bit of automation, got the Distillation Tower set up, and I've actually been thinking, I don't know if I'm actually going to use it right this second. Usually in Gregtech I build the Distillation Tower for oil, and it needs to be 4 tall, or 5 tall, because there's 4 outputs, so it's actually not big enough for oil. And I mean, there are some quests for oil, but the quests which I would usually go for, maybe, I don't know. We do have this set up with the biomass and the ethanol, and that's creating the the ethylene. But usually what I do is get the polyethylene from oil. All the plastic stuff can come from oil, basically. So if we look at the ethylene, if we put that in or we distill this is all the stuff that comes with oil, like heavy fuel, naphtha, light fuel. We can actually distill that stuff and we get a whole bunch of different useful chemistry stuff out of, and that's usually how I make the plastics and stuff. So if we do steam craft naphtha, we get 500 ethylene from that. We can actually even do this in just a regular distillation tower, and that's usually kind of how I go about getting the plastics. And I would also use that to get the epoxy. Now there is a couple recipes here, but this one requires naphtha, nitrogen dioxide, and epichlorohydrin. And you can do a lot of this stuff, like propene. It comes from oil, and unfortunately, or not, it depends how you want to think about it. The quests actually require a different route, so I think I'm going to have to do that route to open up the quests, because if I get epoxy through oil and stuff, like, we won't open up the quests. So, and that kind of locks everything, so we don't want that. So I'm thinking I'm going to finish setting up I think I have, yeah. The fluid output hatches. I just need to get a bunch of stainless steel, which isn't, we are a bit short. But what do I need? 2 layers, they're 7. So I need 14 of those casings, so I'm gonna leave that for now though. But like I said, right at the moment, don't know if it is actually worth it to do the oil. And the oil starts right here in the mid game. So a couple things, a couple directions that I want to kind of be going. One is towards oil. There is an oil drilling rig which will just get us fluid. We won't have to do, this is like the easiest, well, not easiest, but this is a infinite source of oil. The other way is through oil sands. And I'm actually just processing some of this. I bought some with coins, and we're just going to process it for a later date. But today I think I want to get some epoxy. And the other thing we're supposed, like, there's 2 things I want to work towards. One is this microverse thing, and the other is epoxy. So I think, yeah, let's go ahead and do a couple things into epoxy if I can. This is like in between, like early, mid, late. Like, I keep getting a little bit, like, this is kind of like a side quest, where early game and mid game is kind of next. So we're kind of getting this. So the first one it wants us to get is fish oil, and fish oil, unsurprisingly, you do get from fish. It looks like clownfish is I'm actually Clownfish have a... It doesn't have a thing. None of them do. Raw fish does, though. You can get it from Guardians. And you actually get 64. So I think I may actually... why not? Throw that in there. I also got some shulkers for diamonds, because I was running a bit low on diamonds. We'll throw that in there. So that'll get us some fish. And then we basically just throw it in an extractor. I guess we could... I must have... I don't remember turning that off. I was going to turn off the thing for the rubber, but I don't actually remember doing that. Alright, so the fish, and then the next thing is this canola press. So for the canola press, we actually need the atomic reconstructor. So this thing right here, I believe. So aluminum casing is... There's two things right here. So a machine block is steel around a black quartz, and an aluminum casing is aluminum around a black quartz. Now, black quartz... I feel like I've found some of that. Oh, I have oil sands in here too. Maybe I am... might have... getting my worlds confused. I thought I got black quartz. Ah, so there is no... quartzite. You can get it from quartzite. Do we have... We have an MV. Yeah, we do. So, quartzite. Alright, and then I will do... Let's get a stack of that. I'm gonna throw it in the macerator, just, you know, just cause. So... It does feel kind of funny getting fish from that. But, alright. So we'll just throw that in there. And that should get us a bit of fish oil. Alright, so let me get... I need 8 steel. And I need to craft up more of these crafting things, because I can only do one recipe at once, so maybe I should do that also. So quite a few things that I need to work towards. Did I not get a recipe? Okay, I'm a little bit... kind of use these a bit sparingly, just because patterns are so expensive. Did I not even do 1K? I did. And then... That's a bit annoying because of the things. All right, let me get some stuff done here. I need to get some of that, and we need to get some of that. Fish oil and all sorts, and we'll come back. All right, I got some black quartz there. I also crafted up a second 4K thing, and I see you over there. Second 4K crafting thing, so I have now I can do 2 crafts at once. But let's do these really quick. I also got some more patterns because I ran out, and I did another yeah, because this thing requires 2 of those calculation things. These are kind of annoying, just with the Certus quartz, so I also have some Certus quartz going through there, so we can get a bunch of those at once. But nice. That. All right, so that requires the machine block. That's why it asks us to do that. I don't really need, I don't think we need, yeah, I'm not gonna do that yet. I don't really need that at the moment. The atomic reconstructor. So aluminum casing, enderite lens. We crafted those up. I can't remember if we done those in. No, I need a chemical reactor. I need a blaze spotter. I think this is the recipe, right? Yeah. So enderite. What was the? I need to put this. There. I'm gonna throw this machine block over here, just because I'm not using it quite at the moment. I only have 4 drives, so throw that in there. Right, autoclave. So enderite. The autoclave did it. All right, so LV is fine. Nice. And then, oh, I don't have the emitters. All right, I need to get the emitters. Man, I can't wait to get the better circuits for I can't wait to get these circuits because that's the easiest tier 2 circuits. But yeah, we're working on it. So I guess let me get these crafted up. I need 4 of these, which, I mean, it's not, everything is pretty much auto crafting, which we've gone ahead and set up. So I mean, it's not difficult. Actually, it is kind of, I hadn't realized quite how much I actually have automated, actually. When you go to click a button and like just everything works. It is kind of fun. I guess we could do, let's do gold rod, the lathe, since we now have that hooked up. So we need, what do we need? 8. Oop. A little bit of a lag spike there. Nice, we got 11 from that. I am going through, because I had a whole bunch of stuff running. I was going through diamonds pretty quick there, but we'll get a bunch of these set up, and I need to increase the power gen and all sorts of stuff. So I have so much stuff I want to do. Just haven't gotten down to it yet. I wonder if we're gonna need, usually for the, I usually make recipes for all this stuff. I just, like, is it worth it? Just because patterns are so expensive. Might as well, I guess. We'll make a recipe for it. Ah, man, that's annoying. And I need an interface terminal too. Alright. Don't have a fluid terminal. Yeah, the fluid stuff, we do have that. 4K we got. We're working on that. Let me throw interface terminal over there. That might remind me to do that when I cut. Alright, I think that... Oh, that's electrum rods. Whoops. Whoopsie. That is not... I'm actually going to... Just because patterns are so expensive at the moment, I think we're gonna... that. All right, there we go. All right, so then the atomic reconstructor. Oh, early game. It wants us to get that, so we need coal. Do I have coal over here? Man, think I've like the what are those called? Oh man, what are those? Not a nori. What are the void crystal, right? Yeah. Does it have to be coal? It does need to be coal. Well, shoot. I don't think I have creeper yet, do I? No, I haven't done a creeper yet. All right, I'm gonna have to buy some. And I am just going to throw it in there. All right, nice. We got those done. So there is the atomic reconstructor. Now I need a redstone torch. Goodness, stick. If I could type. Wow. That was overly complicated to get a redstone torch and a pressure plate. Do I have any? I think all my wood's over here. All right, there's that. So it wants an Inori crystal block, which is. Can I do that? Yeah, that's a thing. Question is, where are we gonna put this? Needs to be. I don't know how much I'm gonna use this. So anyway, I can kind of. I'm gonna go here for now. Right click the torch to do that, and then right, so there is that. Meteorite compass we don't need because I already got the all the stuff. So that I believe opened up. Let me figure out where that opened up. I think I'm trying to remember where that opened up. Oh, right here. That's right. So Canola Press, piston. There's the Inori, energetic alloy. All right, let me get all this stuff crafted up, and we'll be back. And there we go. There is the Canola Press. Now I've also gone ahead and crafted up the Advanced Chemical Reactor. And yeah, we're gonna need that. I'm sure with some of these recipes, I figured why not. It's pretty easy to craft up. It's just a motor and a rotor, which we have on AutoCraft now. So there is the canola, and then that wants us to get the fish oil and canola oil. Oh, is there two? Oh, okay. So it's telling us, showing us multiple ways to get it, I think. So it wants us to get glycerol. The reaction that produces biodiesel is also the only source of glycerol, which is an easy way to make epichlorohydrin. Even if you're otherwise going all in petrochemistry for epoxy, you'll need to end up with some biodiesel. All right. So let's see. So we got canola oil and ethanol. That's a lot of ethanol. We also have the fish bucket there. Let's pull all that out. All right, so that wants us to do glycerol. So what way? Fish oil. I'm probably not going to do. I don't think we're going to be doing it let's see, how many did we get? All right, so this was a stack of fish, 2,000. So what is that? So it needs a few stacks of fish here. All right, so fish oil and 1 ethanol is probably the easiest. Glycerol, biodiesel. Then there's the different oils. Find is, all right, fermenter. If we put it through that, I'm just trying to figure out how we want to do this. I don't know if I'm going to be going this route. All right, but I guess 6,000 fish oil and then 1 ethanol, I guess would probably be the easiest. Canola, I can get canola seeds. And if we crystallize them, it's 50 each. I'm just trying to do some math here, like what would be the easiest way to get, well, we already have a bunch. All right, let me get some more fish, I guess. We should have some more, yeah. I guess. Yeah, we'll just do, I guess we'll just get 6,000 fish and then that'll get us the glycerol. And then once we get the glycerol, we mix it with hydrochloric acid to get that. And I think we have hydrochloric acid. We have a bunch somewhere, don't we? Now I could set up, if I wanted to, I could set this up like fish oil and an extractor with a storage bus that sends it directly into a thing. But I've got to figure this out. Like I said, I think we're gonna end up doing this, our final version with oil. So let me get this set up, and then other thing is this. Let's see, bisphenol. Ugh. I don't like bisphenol. All right, so if we go this way, this is the other thing. If we go this way, you get double the epoxy per epichlorohydrin, whereas this is 1-to-1. That's something to think about. And but naphtha is just so easy to get. If we, you know what? Yeah, I mean, let me think about this, and we'll come back. Oh, and we are back. Okay, I've decided I'm going to do the quest, but yeah, I'm just going to basically immediately start doing some oil stuff. Instead of setting this all up, yeah, I'm just going to do it for the quest, basically. But there we go. There is the fish oil. And it's basically just because it's how I know how to do it. Using oil, like byproducts for oil. And I did notice this is actually filling up with ethylene. We are getting backlogged here with ethylene. So there's 120 buckets. We're almost completely backlogged with the stuff, which is pretty amazing. And this one has 64 buckets of polyethylene, so holy cow. Just don't have that full of polyethylene yet, but yeah. Right, I needed a bucket of ethanol. I turned this off for the time being, so I had the thing. So I think that, no, was it not that? Shoot. Oh, it was. And then a tiny pile of that sodium hydroxide stuff. Now I have a ton of that in that chest over there, but like I said, I don't think I'm going to be doing this way. But we'll see. So this will be the glycerol and the biodiesel. And then we could burn the biodiesel. I mean, you do get 6 buckets of biodiesel. That can be turned into like nitrodiesel and stuff, or burned in a diesel generator for power. So definitely does have uses. Maybe we'll come up with something with that. But for now, yeah, so there is the quest, and I believe it actually needed this quest too. So we're just kind of opening up the quest here. So there is the Epichlorohydrin. So we can mix that in the chemical reactor with the glycerol that we just got and a hydro thing. Now I do need to take that out. And I have hydrochloric acid somewhere over here. I haven't figured out what I want to do with that yet. Probably going to be in a storage tank like I did with those, because I do love quantum tanks, even though they are a bit expensive. Love them. Just seeing 300,000 chlorine, 2 billion hydrogen, 108,000 oxygen, 200. I just love seeing the big numbers. But yeah, so there is the epichlorohydrin. And then that water can probably just be voided. Just void it. All right. So there is the epichlorohydrin. Now, next, there is a lot of reading. This is basically explaining how to craft up the epoxy. And I'm going to do this one, basically nitrogen dioxide and naphtha. Or you could do the phenol and the bisphenol. So, yeah, it is actually doing, it's kind of explaining both processes here to get the epoxy. So that is actually pretty cool. But we're going to do that next episode. This episode, though, I want to get, we'll leave that for a second. I have stainless steel. I think we have no, we're just a bit short. I'm going to actually move this. I put my wrench in here. All right, let me, since we're kind of running a bit low on time, let me break this down. Let me get the few extra stainless steel. It should be smelting up. Yeah, we'll get that, and then we'll move this, and let's get it processing some oil. I have all this oil sand that I have been, well, it's very slow because it's a very slow thing, but we have, I believe this is 38 buckets of oil, so we'll have a bit to work with. Actually, before I cut, let's do this. Now if yeah, I was thinking like we could set up a thing, but I would have to keep buying these ores, which I'm not going to do. But yeah, oil sand, an electrolyzer gets you one and 1 bucket of oil. All right, let me get this broken down, and the 14 more stainless steel casings that we need, and we'll come back. And we are back. So the last, or the 4 fluid hatches on here, that should go. Completely formed. Now I'm gonna do it over in this corner because I'm planning on having kind of like a whole array of machines over here processing the different stuff, and I needed a bunch of room, so I just went ahead and put it up here. Should have I don't have a way down. I'll have to maybe put a ladder here or something. But I've gone ahead and crafted up a bunch. This is medium, yeah, it is. All right, a bunch of this energetic alloy cable. We'll do it actually right, just because I don't feel like dealing with that right now. should be enough to power it up. Just do my usual so I don't forget that this is MV. So there we go. There is the Distillation Tower. It's hooked up to power. The last thing we need to do here is get some oil in it. And this is all finished. Actually, that is not enough. One more. We'll go ahead and I made a little thing down here so I can get underneath. Obviously this will be kind of all automated at some point, but all right, there we go. Is the Distillation Tower, and it will okay, so this runs quite a bit differently than Gregtech New Horizons actually. I think it's doing a larger amount. That is way slower than I was thinking it was going to be. Yeah, 60 seconds. But it does 3 at once when we get all this at once. All right. Whereas I think Gregtech, it does like 10 millibuckets, but it's like much, much quicker. So yeah, so that's doing 3 buckets worth, and then we will get the outputs for here. And right, there we go. So there's sulfuric heavy, there's sulfuric light, sulfuric naphtha, sulfuric gas, and there is things for all those. And then we will have to desulfurize them. I don't know, is that a word, desulfurize? But basically we have to take the sulfur out by mixing it with, is it hydrogen? Yeah, you mix it with hydrogen, so you get hydrogen sulfide, and you get the naphtha. But as we can see, this is, you need 12 buckets of it at once. So I'm going to let this little run, and we will come back next episode. Now, if you hadn't guessed, I am planning on putting quantum tanks on the sides of this. So this will void if they get full. I'm pretty sure. So if the sulfuric gas one is like full, and actually let's, do I have, I don't know if I want to, I was gonna make, yeah, why not? Let's just do, we'll do a bunch of, where did I put that iron? I'll make a, what am I doing? For the end of this episode, we'll make the buckets and then maybe finish this quest. But yeah, if you can do the, gotta be careful with this because I don't want to void anything. Like if this is full, I think it does void it. So yeah, and it probably is actually draining my power pretty good if it's running at 90. Yeah, I didn't think it'd be running. It just runs a little bit different than I am used to. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. As soon as I complete this quest, I feel like I'm constantly making buckets in this mod pack. One more. So sulfuric gas in a bucket, which is kind of funny. We can also, if we want, we can get power out of this, like sulfuric gas. We can get refinery gas out of it, and that burns, and we can get methane out of it. We could burn it in a gas turbine. We could even burn the methane out of the gas turbine. So lots of different things here that we can do with all this fuel and oil byproducts. So there, it opens up all the different products for that. And eventually we'll get this steel oil drilling rig, I think, will be our source of oil. But anyway, let's come back next episode. We'll get epoxied and maybe the new circuits. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a good one.